Welcome back, Photo Game. We got another offseason blueprint video. This video we'll be talking about the Denver Nuggets. Lauren has some more detailed plans on what he has the Nuggets doing. So let's hear kind of what your Nuggets plan is for the offseason.
My plan is a wonderful, masterful plan.
Is it now? Is it really?
I already know.
I mean, Nuggets, they can run it back, but I mean, they won the chip just last year. But looking at the way the series went, I mean, honestly, it was a really weird series. We had like what, 3 blowout games?
Yeah, something like that.
3 blowout games, and then we came into Game 7 where they were
Well, it
up by
was
20,
well. The weird thing
up
too,
by 20 points.
Minnesota won the first 2 games on the road. Then Denver won the next 3. And then Minnesota said, no, we're going to win this with the blowout win in Game 6, also in Denver.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
Game
no, that
7.
was
And then Game 7 was
They
a
got
20-point
the
lead.
largest comeback lead in Game 7.
Yeah, exactly. So against
Yeah.
the Joker. So I don't know. I feel like the arguments are super fair to run it back, and I'm definitely not opposed to those arguments. But at the same time, there was like very obvious needs, and I think teams are heading towards the way the Timberwolves have constructed a roster in different ways. So I just think like you need more offensive talent. There's guys at the end. Normally they have this awesome, super sexy, flowy offense, and Jokic is a straight computer, and he can score on his own most time. But if you've got guys that can guard him and the number one defense, you might run into trouble. And so just to really just stay on contention level, I think you need some kind of guy too that can create his own shot. Because right now you pretty much have Jokic and Jamal Murray. And Jamal Murray was really inconsistent at that all playoff long, even before the series. So that seems to just kind of be a Jamal Murray issue. And then you have other guys like KPJ.
KCP?
No.
MPJ?
MPJ. I don't know why I thought it was K. MPJ.
I mean, Kevin's pretty
Michael
cool,
Porter
too.
Jr. I knew this first name was
Really
Kevin.
not good with people's names.
No.
What you mean?
Yeah.
But like, I feel like Kevin Porter, Michael.
It's Michael, sir. Michael
Sorry,
Porter
Michael,
Jr.
part of the pod. Michael Porter Jr. He's not much of like I can. He's definitely very capable, but like not consistent, reliable. Like he can create his own shot when things get tough and they need a bucket. So just any other guy, and then obviously you want high IQ guys and defensive capable guys that continue with that kind of identity they've built already. And an interesting thing to note, obviously, they lost Bones Highland last season. That could have been very helpful in this Game 7 or in this series where sometimes they need just a little bit more of a spark plug.
Sean's pretty fit.
It doesn't have to be huge minutes, but that would have been a very capable scorer that can create his own shot. I'm not calling him a hero, but basketball, right?
He's a hero.
It's a thing of minute details.
Lauren,
it could be a
he is my hero.
That's really that.
My hero.
I think the issue though with Highland, he's a little out of control.
We're not getting Highland. I'm not saying we're getting Highland. It's just an example. Maybe I had him on there.
Because they lost him and he was a spark plug.
Defense is also
It's not that bad.
dreadful. It's dreadful.
Okay, well here's a player. Lonnie Walker. Great defender, much for extremely talented off the dribble, underrated. He's also been shooting the 3 ball as a catch and shoot player, which fits great into that system.
He got a spark
very well. He's got spark. I think he would be an excellent fit. He's on a minimum right now. I don't know. I just think his talent, he could get much more than minimum, but maybe the league is not valuing with that. And with the Nuggets plus, you're competing for a championship. If they can get him on a minimum or a decent contract, I think he could be great. Just super minor fix that could be.
Absolutely.
That could be different. Maybe it was this close. We saw how close the series was, and everyone was already. We were high on the Nuggets anyway, and they were this close to taking that series. Could be just minor change like that, a minor pickup.
Yeah.
But other guys that could also be kind of nice. Buddy Hield, these are all free agents.
I was about to say that.
Malik Beasley, Luke Kennard, Isaiah Joe, if he's let go.
Yeah.
Torian Prince. All these guys are either just excellent 3-point shooters or 3-and-D guys.
Gary Trent.
Gary Trent Jr.
Very true.
Kelly Oubre. You know, I feel like Oubre wouldn't fit in as well, but he could be a nice piece.
I really don't know what, because like if you're the Nuggets, you got to these guys for pretty small money. Small money.
I don't know what to do with the Nuggets.
Not a ton of money.
I don't need it.
I don't
Well,
know.
and so Buddy Hield, he lost some money, a lot of money in these.
He lost some
playoffs.
money.
He lost some money. He lost a lot of money in these playoffs just because at times he sucked and was unplayable. And then Game 6 happened, and maybe he raised that stock a little bit. But like Lonnie Walker, he's seemingly always on a minimum, but he's always better than that.
Yeah, he is.
Kelly Oubre the same way.
Tsunami puppy.
Exactly.
So I think they just target guys like that. I think Malik Beasley would probably get a bag,
Do you think he'll get it back? I mean,
or like a bag for him.
no, yeah, I see. He could definitely. He's pretty good.
There's some crappy teams out there that need
I
That
bet-
doesn't mean you should overpay him.
I bet. I mean, I guess Detroit. I think another thing that they got to worry about.
Detroit, man.
Detroit. Yeah, no.
I think another thing they got to worry about is KCP. Look, he's won 2 rings. He's got all the success winning that you need in the NBA, or that someone would want. And I'm not saying that he's a friend of the pod, so I'm not going to speak for him. But
He'll speak for himself
yeah, eventually.
in the comments.
I'm sure he'll come on for like a free agent special and that's his decision.
He'll probably speak for himself in the comments too.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, he's active in the comments.
Yeah. Oh,
Leave a comment and he may respond. But
he will respond to you.
but like a team like Detroit, it could be like, hey, KCP, you're experienced, you can shoot. We're going to give you $20 million. You know,
Only 20.
Maybe
yeah.
40.
That's what I was
Just to
saying.
make sure they get it.
They have $50 million in cap space. So
Full of Rockets with freaking Van Vliet and Brooks.
I'm like kind of concerned what they're going to do with all that cap space.
Let SR Thompson go.
Yeah.
Especially giving the free agency.
Ooh.
And they still don't have a GM, which is interesting.
Oh, that's true.
They may get Minnesota.
And they may fire their head coach still too.
I don't think they will just because the owner has too much money on him.
Oh yeah,
He gave him the largest contract in NBA history.
freaking.
Or maybe that was the GM that they just got rid of. I don't know. Or I don't know if they got rid of him. He may have just retired.
I don't remember.
Either way.
Either way, they need to fix things in Detroit.
But yeah, I think KCP, you have to get him back because you really don't have a replacement for him, and you can't get a replacement for him. And I think Michael Porter Jr. deals aren't unrealistic. So, for my reason, past the first round, the last 2 playoff runs have been horrendous or inconsistent at best.
And that's the only one thing he's really on the court for to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, he was better defensively last playoff run, but this playoff run he sucked defensively. Or he wasn't good.
He's pretty bad at rebounds most of the time.
Yeah,
Better.
and you're paying him $35 million a year.
He's pretty expensive.
He's making as much money as Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. That's absurd.
And Darius Garland is the greatest player of all time. You know, that's the kind of money he's getting paid.
Donovan's better.
Anyway, so it's. I mean, maybe you could turn MPJ into 2 players. I don't know who's going to trade 2. Yeah, I don't know who's going to trade 2 players for Michael Porter Jr.
I don't know.
For what you got?
Anyone else have a trade? I have like
I
have
I'll
a
take
trade
us to a
destination, but not an actual trade.
before we
I think
get
if
into
he
Michael
goes to
Porter Jr.
Orlando, it could be nice, but I couldn't
Alright,
figure out
I
how
can
to
give you
package
a
that.
trade.
Wait.
Yeah,
Before
you
we
go.
get into Michael Porter Jr., I'm just going to throw this nothing trade out there.
Okay.
That's not really nothing.
Just
I think it's
randomly.
fun. Zeke Naji and Jalen Pickett, strictly for money.
2.
And then you're trading a 2024 first round pick and a 2026 first round pick swap for Alex Caruso. If you're the Bulls,
What makes you think the Bulls do that?
let me explain.
because they're the Bulls.
Yeah. And so if you're the Bulls,
Yeah, but because they're the Bulls, Alex Caruso's like their favorite guy.
I mean, it could go 2 ways. So either they're like, oh, we have the greatest guard rotation in the NBA. Let's just keep it that way. Because Lonzo's coming back. Or you could be like, oh, Lonzo's coming back. Let's capitalize on Alex Caruso's value.
I don't see the Bulls doing that.
You never know.
And they're getting what? Pickett and who's the other player?
Zeke Naji.
How does that help them?
It doesn't. It's for the picks. They're doing it for the picks. And to free up minutes for, I would assume, who's awesome second half of the year. Obviously, Lonzo's coming back. And maybe you trade Lonzo. I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of money
I
That's
don't
going too
honestly
deep.
though too. I feel like it's too risky, especially for the Bulls being the Bulls and loving Caruso to trade him, hoping Lonzo stays healthy this season.
Yeah,
You don't
so,
know how long Lonzo's gonna
so
be.
maybe it's like
And how good he is.
maybe you get
Yeah.
like a Michael Porter Jr. or Lonzo. No, I hate that. I'm not for the Nuggets.
Anyways, Lauren, do you want to go back to your MPJ trade that you had
I'll
for
start
sure?
with the MPJ trade. I have it with specific purpose that will take us to another universe beyond this realm.
Oh boy.
It will blow the roof off this place.
Well, I hope not.
So the Porter Jr. You can do this trade regardless. And then I'll tell you about this other realm. So Michael Porter Jr. to the Hornets. That would put him alongside LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Grant Williams.
He left out Miles Bridges.
Well, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent.
Bridges is a free agent. Mark Williams. And so I think that would be interesting because that would give them a lot of
Okay.
size. Very sizable guys. He's a very good shooter. With LaMelo Ball and catch lobs.
So who are they getting?
And this would literally just be they can go depending for the 2027 first rounder.
That's it.
That's it.
Wait.
Because here's the problem. So
MPJ for first
You-
rounder. That's
all
it.
right, let me
Did I understand that right?
yes, let me draw you the picture. Let me draw you the picture.
You're not very
So-
good at drawing.
Like Deacon said, he's making $35 million, and I think he still has like 3 years or 4 years.
Yes,
left
so
on
where's
his
all the
contract.
money going?
He's making way too much money, so that makes it hard to trade him. And here is
We're gossiping about you.
well, the other option too. At first, I had 2 first-round picks. It
Okay.
depends. This could go either way. 2 first-round picks. Here is why.
Hold on.
Let me finish my thought.
I'm just gonna end it all right here.
No, let me finish my thought. So for one, Nuggets get more draft picks, and this is exactly what you do it.
Picks,
You're
they get one more
opening
pick.
up, or if they get 2. Did you not hear me? And plus, I like to think, or you open up $35 million in cap.
Well, I think they're over the
Yeah,
cap.
the Nuggets do, but what is this?
I know, but you can still, if you're willing to spend that with Michael Porter Jr., you can spend that somewhere else.
I don't see why the
Okay.
All right,
Hornets-
guys, let me finish
Why
my
are the
thought.
Hornets doing this? trade?
LeBron James and Nikola Jokic on the same team. LeBron
Oh.
will get his 5th ring.
How are we doing this?
Is this real?
This is real.
How are we doing this?
This is real, guys. The Nuggets now just lost. to
Are
the
you
Timberwolves.
expecting him
Assuming
to-
this is the other realm and not the Hornets trade.
No, I think the Hornets trade was the other round.
I said that was
Hey, throw in
Table
Poku into
setter.
the deal.
all right.
Now you got Jokic, Poku backcourt.
And the backcourt and LeBron James
I got
and Jamal Murray, guys. These are 3 extremely high IQ players. And now the Knights have an extra draft pick too. They got out of it.
What's
So
the
we've gone
trade?
off the rails.
You pretty much turned Michael
Wait.
Porter Jr. into a first rounder of LeBron James.
So we are trying to go off-roading with the train. It's not working too well.
I think we're trying to go off-roading with
This
an
is
airplane. man.
LeBron James has a player option, which means he
Oh,
can
so
I
you
know.
think the
talk
Nuggets
with
signed?
teams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, for so many reasons, this is no. LeBron is basically seceding his spot as the GOAT if he goes to the Nuggets. Because I mean, and not in like my eyes, because like what's done is
Because
done.
he's already not your goat.
Exactly. Most people that don't have him as they go will not change their mind.
Yeah,
regardless.
but
it doesn't matter.
that it's like it's Kevin Durant going to the Warriors type vibes, perhaps worse because they just got crushed 2 years in a row.
Oh, you're just saying
Michael
it'd be
Jordan
crazy.
and Anthony
It would be
Edwards and
crazy.
Kevin
You're not
Durant.
And it'll be also a 22nd season.
Another thing. Why would the Hornets do that? Why would they?
Yeah, why would
the
the
Nuggets
Hornets do that?
not agree
Why-
to getting multiple picks and a player, a decently good player? But they
Well,
would agree to one pick.
what they do is they turn just one first round pick into a certified guy that they can actually play basketball.
But
And
how
the lengthy
is-
team. That's exactly what that is. That's why I made a one first round pick because it's a win-win for both teams. It sounds weird, but it makes a lot of sense.
Change
That's
that
like an
first
NFL
to
trade right
sixth
there.
overall pick.
That sounds like an NFL trade right there.
No, but it makes he's $35 million.
I
The
know.
problem is they paid him.
Do the Hornets have that much money to take him?
Yeah.
Yeah, a big contract.
Well,
They
no,
barely
no.
extended them out. Wow.
Trey Man.
They have to extend Poku.
That'd be a
Trey
big
Man.
contract. That'd be a big contract.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's I think a viable option. Also, you can also just do that. Let's say take LeBron out. You can also either you can try to get Siakam,
Oh,
you can try to get DeMar, you can try to get PG-13. All I'm saying is, if they wanted to go after a superstar, they could certainly flip MPJ into a superstar and getting even maybe a draft pick. Maybe they have to throw in like a Peyton Watson if another team wants a young guy with MPJ, depending on where he goes.
I don't know.
The Nuggets, I don't-
PJ Watson.
What?
PJ Peyton Watson. Gosh.
Huh? Wait, what?
I was just making joke. I was just trying
Or
to
whoever.
stress the importance of Peyton
You know,
Watson.
Or if it's somebody like that.
If you have the Carolina Panthers GM, he might agree because he's pretty smart. as
You're
hell.
hating on it. Explain to me why you're hating on it.
Because why would they not agree to any other trade that has 3 draft picks in it? And
Who
a
is willing
decently
to
good
draft
player?
3 draft picks and a decent player for Michael Porter Jr. on $35 million for the next?
We
3
named a
years.
couple earlier, didn't we?
Who would do that? Dude, why would you? Michael, we just saw him. Like you just said, Michael Porter Jr. at his best.
So
is
why
a
would
guy
I don't
that
think the
can score
Nuggets
as a
would
third
trade
option
Michael Porter Jr.
and is
for
making
one.
$35 million?
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, it's
I don't think the Nuggets are doing that.
unless
what I'm
they
saying
have,
is-
unless they're playing this to sign LeBron as
Well,
the
exactly.
guy.
If you could turn Michael Porter Jr. to Paul George in a first round pick, why would you not do that? Why would you not turn Michael Porter Jr. to Paul George in a first round
I
pick?
mean, yeah, but
They're
why would you?
obsessed with Michael Porter Jr.
Because he's better than Michael Porter Jr.
I mean, yeah.
at
They love
every
his
single
age.
point. At
They love
every
his age, and that's why they want to keep him.
he's better, but they were trying to win basketball, and he's not going to be a future guy. Where he's going to
They've
ride
been
our
winning
franchise.
basketball still.
But
not
the-
against good
The
teams.
point
though.
is, you're trying to win a chip with
Dude, they-
Nikola Jokic.
in the playoffs against top
They
3
beat the
seed teams.
Lakers.
But Valentine,
They were shit
Nikola
against
Jokic.
top 3 teams. They're 1-5 in
Okay,
series.
but so a lot of that is out of context because like Jokic and Murray were not in their primes. If no matter who they played last year, they would have won. That team was just too good.
We give them a little too much credit, but they were like the best team in basketball. But like,
I mean, they
It was
were the
close.
1 seed for. I like if
Yeah.
Boston advanced instead of Miami, they would have beat Boston.
yeah,
Yeah.
Boston.
We don't
You
trust
just
Boston.
made that point earlier against for the Cavs.
Yeah, but, like,
We don't trust Boston.
I mean, are we worried about the Grizzlies beating the Nuggets
Healthy?
last year?
Like healthy, yeah.
Last year would have been interesting.
Are you
That size
insane?
too.
No, they
Would've been
even healthy
interesting.
they would.
They
Yeah, this
got-
recency bias is insane. Like because before during the playoff run, we weren't like the Nuggets are gonna beat everybody off their sock. It's like okay, they won
Yeah,
the
he
chip.
did say that, but we had
So
we had the Grizzlies overall as a top 3 team, and 2 of us I
Even
think had
coming
them at
into
1.
this
The other one
season,
had them at 2, and you had
we
them
had
at
them
3.
at number 1.
I had them at 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
All 3 of us have them at 1.
So they're better than they would have been better than the Nuggets.
And they had if they would have had
Okay.
Steven Adams healthy, bro.
I had the Nuggets at the 4 seed. That didn't mean I thought
Exactly.
they were the 4th best.
The
team.
Grizzlies last season were the Knicks in the playoffs, and this season they were like all the Knicks injuries in the playoffs. Imagine that times like 1.5. That's what the Grizzlies like all season long this year.
Yeah.
So
I mean, more than 1.5,
like double.
3.5.
or just 3.
Imagine the worst thing you
No,
think
yeah.
of and multiply it by 6.
All right.
My point is, Michael Porter Jr. is 25 years old. Jamal Murray is 27.
He's still
Jokic
young.
is 29. So they're all still young guys. They're not afraid to lose Jokic soon. It's not Kevin Durant. They're not like keeping Porter Jr. because he's the future.
Here's the thing:
They're winning now. That's what they're doing.
they lost by like 6 points to the second best team in basketball in a game 7.
Sure.
I mean, we assume that. I mean, they could.
We assume it was a game 7.
No, but we assume they're the second best team just from vision.
Well, we'll
But,
see what happens. But they're definitely good.
Like, I don't think there's a need for a panic trade. I think the
I don't
only
think
way
there's a
you
need
trade
for a panic
MPJ is if you're like, okay, we get better.
If you sign
Realistically,
DeMar.
I don't think it would happen.
I
You're
wouldn't even
guaranteed to sign a good player. If
Yeah.
you're not doing it.
I agree.
Realistically, I don't think it will happen. But literally, how is there any downside to turning Michael Porter Jr. into a Siakam?
There's
or Paul
not.
George
Because
first rounder?
The guarantee of it is basically 0.
So here's the
Obviously,
thing.
they would have to get like that's the whole
Here's the
point if you would do the trade. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it.
I mean, there's no way Siakam leaves at this point.
Yep.
They're in the conference finals. They're about to beat the Celtics from the future.
No, I know.
It's Spidey sense is all.
Oh.
Do not trust it.
It's not good.
Paul George.
That's not good. Oh
He
no.
has a reverse Spidey.
He just
sense.
jinxed the Pacers.
I was right about the Thunder.
That's the only one because your team. That's the only team that you have a Spidey sense for.
Okay, so.
What do
Yeah,
you mean?
so.
He said they were gonna win in game 7.
Okay, so there was a point.
He
in
wasn't
game
even right
6
about that.
Where I was
Exactly.
like,
Oh
oh
god.
man. Like Marvin's like, oh man, Thunder can't buy a bucket. I was like, oh, Shea got us, and he rattled off like 9 straight points. It was
Wow, that was one time out of how many times?
yeah, it was terrific
Anyways.
timing.
Wrong team, and I think we've gone in circles multiple times about this MPJ trade. Definitely whack. Not sure it'll happen. Could be good for them, but we'll have to see if it even happens, and then what goes on from there. Free agents, I'm not sure they'll get super big star from free agency. Yeah, but they're not going to need to trade Michael Porter Jr. to get him.
They might as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about Lonnie Walker, Buddy Hield, guys like that.
I've
Not
never
around.
seen so much hate for a certain player than Lauren has hated on Mike Porter Jr.
I'm actually not hating on him. I could hate on him. I could. I'm
That's not
actually
the
not right
point.
now. And I'm just saying. I mean, like
Well,
he's getting
you just
$35
said,
million.
Anyways, I think
on-
we've
Might as well turn to more.
I think we've realized that the trade is absurd. Could happen. Maybe it's definitely something that most NBA fans, if they see it happen, will be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
And
Nuggets fans, support me in the comments.
Lauren
But
loves Danny.
Besides that, unless you
LeBron
guys
James and Nikola Jokic will be OP.
have any other thoughts on the Nuggets that are not repeating what we've already said, that'll wrap up the episode on the offseason blueprint for the Denver Nuggets. Like, subscribe, check out our other videos, and let us know what you guys think the Nuggets should do and what you guys think about our thoughts.
Lauren is not one for subtlety.